Welcome back to the channel, folks. It's the new year, and today I'm going to try and get the heater matrix replaced finally on the Discovery 3. So we tried everything and it hasn't worked, so this is our final ditched attempt to try and get things going. It's -1 today and the Discovery did not want to start. It's not the car's fault. The battery's not great, so with the jump pack it was no problem, so we might have to invest in a battery. So we really are creeping up there with our budget. We're still within budget, but it's getting close. So let's see if we can get into that heater matrix easily. Now, a lot of you did comment that LR Time did a feature on replacing their heater matrix, which I did see, but I saw it too late. So I've had a quick look at that, and I've also had a look at some of my old footage. Now, the heater matrix pipes do go in on the right-hand side of the vehicle again, which is the driver's side in the UK. I think I can take that centre console out easily this time without too much disruption. That's what I'm hoping. I don't really want to take the centre console out and all the pipe work, so I'm going to try and do it in the easiest way possible, because I know that LR Time did say that they really struggled and it wasn't a great job. So let's see if they're right. I'm pretty sure they will be right, because they know what they're doing, but I'm going to try and do it in an easier way and see if it solves our problem. Now, it may be that because it's on a right-hand drive car, it might be easier, but what we essentially have to do is remove this trim panel in the centre here. Now, it is connected to our centre console, but only with 2 screws at the front, so I'm hoping if I can loosen those and maybe loosen the 2 at the back, this will move enough to allow me to remove this centre console. Then all we've got to do is just remove this panel here, which is easy, and our pipes are right here, so I'm hoping it's going to give us access, but let's find out and see. So first job is to take all of these control panels out, and hopefully that's going to give me access then to this little scuttle panel here. Underneath there's 2 more bolts or screws, and there's 2 on the side here of this cubby box. Then this should move enough to allow me to take everything out, but let's give it a go and see what happens. This is the little trim panel that we want to remove, and in there you can see there's a little screw. Oh, yes, it does. Hey, there we go, that's just enough. Look, this should lift up. Okay, that one's released. That's the one we needed to get out, which then means that will come out. So down here we've got our 2 screws. Now if we remove those, it frees this console away from the centre console, but whether it's enough or not, I don't know. Now our new infotainment system has arrived as well from Carpuride. We're going to be fitting that in an episode in the next week or so, and that is going to go in here to replace, not to replace because I want to maintain the off-road information, but it's going to go there over the top, so we get the best of both worlds, hopefully. Now this is the tricky bit. We really need it to come out without this centre console coming out. I'm not sure if this was the greatest idea. I think it's just me being lazy. I think I am being lazy. I think I'm going to have to disconnect some of these. Okay, that's not the end of the world. All right, loads more room now. I regret this now because I think I've just made it harder because I was being lazy. There we are. Right. So not the easiest thing to do, but let's have a look. So we're going to take this panel off here. It's literally just a couple of screws. That bottom one there is going to be the easiest one to undo and catch. So we'll do that one first. Okay, 1. Well, what's interesting is hardly any has drained out of the matrix. Hardly any at all. which sucks. Well, it doesn't suck actually. It means that doing this was the right thing to do all along. So let's see if we can get this one to go. I don't think anything's going to come out here. Nope. Yeah. So the trick with these little screws is to go from tight, loose, just to crack them, because they do seem to have a little bit of corrosion on them. So to release them, that's... Oh no. Well, that was weird. I'm just going to run these under the tap and see if they're blocked. I don't think they are, but that was weird how, unless it was the angle, I bet it was the angle it was at. Okay, so this should be loose. Oh. Right, this is in the way. I don't think it's a big deal to undo, but equally, I don't think it's a big deal just to cut that. And that's what I'm going to do, I'm afraid. Oof. A little bit more. Now, that is a hideous thing to do to a nice car, but we paid £475 for this Discovery, so I don't mind. Here we are. Ooh. Out. So you can see it's not wanting to come out of there at all. Right, there you go. That's completely shot. Okay. That's why you need, or we need, a new heater matrix. So I'm not sure if I want to put that back in again. So that's what it should look like. I know it's black. Take some out of there, look. Oh no, it's just... Should that go back in? Is that clear enough? It looks worse in here. I think that's going to be okay, to be honest. I was thinking I might not be able to put that back in, but I think it's absolutely fine. That looks about right. Oh dear, that doesn't look good. So you can see the difference here. Now, obviously that's been done to keep the price down, which is a good thing, but it's going to make our job really difficult. So we need one like this, exactly like this. So we might have to go for the OEM version instead. Now we are kind of up against it on time, and I've left the Discovery in the middle of the warehouse and the guys need the space. So I thought it might be interesting to see if we can still make this work. So what I've found in the depths of the warehouse here is I've got a coolant pipe here. Now the code on it is BTR6165. It's a cheap coolant hose and it's the right size to pass over our existing connectors. Now I could wait, but it's going to be another 40 quid for the OEM version, so it's eating into our budget. If I reattach these elbows onto the existing pipes in there and then cut them short, I can actually cut the pipes on our new heater matrix as well at the bottom here. I can cut those and attach them just with a bit of hose. I mean, there's no reason why it shouldn't work. It's coolant hose. If you're working to a budget, this is a good part because it's cheap and it should be effective. So yeah, I mean, we're on a budget. It's a budget build. So let's see if we can make this work. Yes, it's a bit of a bodge, but it's a good solution and I think it will get us out of trouble. So it's worth mentioning a little bit about this because it wasn't easy. So you can see what we've done here. We've just basically connected the old pipework to the new pipework on the heater matrix. Now these clips were quite difficult to get back on. So I used the original O-rings and I just basically lubricated them with some washing up liquid and some water, which is the best way to rejuvenate rubber. Just give it a good thorough scrub and they came out quite well. The secret really to get these clips back on is you have to push the connectors together quite a lot. So you've got to actually, it's quite a tight fit, and if you push them hard enough together, they will stay together long enough for you to get this clamp on. And that's what I did, but I actually made it easier for myself as well by disconnecting this on the pipe itself, just to make sure that I had less sort of movement. We've got proper coolant piping on here, so there shouldn't be any issues with that. So we'll just get a little bracket back in place to hold our heater matrix in. So then we'll put the coolant back in the system and we will get everything back installed and see how we get on. So we're just venting off a little bit, and also over here. So as you can see, we're not really quite up to temperature yet at all. I've just done 0.7 of a mile just to try and get some heat in the engine. But the good news is we do have warm air, 100%. So I've got my hand in the vents here and there is definitely warm air coming out of there, which we didn't have before. Now it is only mild, but it's definitely an improvement, and I think that's gonna just keep getting warmer and warmer. So once we get up to half temperature, we'll do a test. I've got a thermo gun, and I can just test to see what we're getting out of the heater. But it is nice to know that we have got a little bit of heat at the moment. So I'm going to enjoy my Costa, which I know some of you don't like Costa. I had some comments before, so sorry about that. It's just around the corner from where I work. So just going to have that. I don't like to leave the vehicle ticking over because it's bad for the environment, obviously, but under the circumstances, we're doing a test. I've got a filthy head. We are doing a test, so let me just run it for a bit, get it up to temperature, and then I will report back. Well, folks, I can tell you it is super toasty in here now. I'm so pleased with what we've done. Now, I know that was a bit of a bodge, and I know it was another sort of field repair, if you like, but I do think it's important to stress that we are on a really tight budget to get this vehicle built, safe, and able to save us enough money to drive to the Alps and back. So we do have to be a bit careful with our pennies, and that did save us about £35 going for the Britpart heater matrix over the OEM one, which is about 65 quid as opposed to 45, then you plus all the tax. So I think that is, you know, a good solution. If you're on a super tight budget like we are, that Britpart unit does offer good value, and you can make it fit quite easily with a bit of hose. And if I'm honest, I would always take a bit of hose with me on any trip anyway, just in case I need to do a repair. So it's not like that bit of hose is going to go to waste. And it was about 4 quid. Now, although the OEM one is going to be a neater fit, I did struggle to get those pipes to connect, and I think the only thing that made them easier was because I had the flexibility of the pipe. So I haven't done it, so I can't comment, but I do feel that that would be a much harder connection to make if you didn't have any movement on those pipes. You'd need an extra pair of hands, I think, and you know, the room's a bit tight there. So maybe this is actually the better solution, who knows? But we've done it now, and I've got my little thermometer here, look, so let's have a look and see what we're kicking out. Wow. Same. Is that one open? I'm not sure if that one's open. 42 degrees. And this one, that's not open, that's right. Look how nice and warm that is. That is a result. So, I'll get everything buttoned up. Oh, let me just turn this off. It's actually too hot. Right, so I'll get everything cleaned up. Now, I'm actually going to be using the vehicle this weekend because we are forecast a really cold snap, so it's going to be like -3, and I thought it'd be a really good time to try out the Discovery in some adverse weather, see if it gets up to temperature, see what it's like. Might even take it on a light green lane, we'll see. But yeah, it just, because we got snow coming, I've only got a van other than this, so I'm going to be using this, and I'm going to put it through its paces a little bit if I can. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching, really appreciate it. Sorry it's been a while, but obviously over the Christmas break I was ill. I don't know if you were ill, but it was terrible. But I'm all better now, so we're going to be cracking on. So we've got a few other little jobs that we need to finish on the Discoveries. So we've got the vent to fix, we've got a mirror to fix, we've got a heated seat to fix. I'm sure there'll be lots of other things. We've got all the servicing to do on the vehicle as well. So we've got to do the oil change, we've got to do all the diff, we've got to do the transfer box, the gearbox we're going to do as well, so all that's to come. And then sort of moving towards springtime, we'll be ready for our big trip. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Give us a thumbs up if you did, and I'll see you on the next one.